breast milk is the best for our babies. And yet, despite all the researches wherein benefits has been taken out and given as an information to our country people, we remember that our practices has not yet come up to excellence. And we know that all these nutritional benefits will benefit our infants and our young children, but more than that is the psychological effect that it has on a young mother, the joy of feeding her young. Dynamic Living, the Total You, invite you, dear viewers, in the next 60 minutes as we try to discuss here, Gatas Mo, Buhay Ko. I'd like to welcome to the show my guests. We have here Ms. Telesfora Madelo, Ma'am Ging, from the Department of Health. She is the Nutrition Program Coordinator as well as the Infant and Young Child Feeding Program. Magandang araw po sa inyo, Ma'am Ging.
Good morning po, Doctor. I'm happy to be here at Dynamic Living.
Okay, and of course, kasama po natin ang isang young mom, no? And she's also an advocate. We have her as the founder for Modern Nanays of Mindanao, Miss Nadine Casino. Welcome to the show, Nadine.
Thank you so much, Dr. Laura, for inviting me, and I'm so excited to share my learnings and experiences about breastfeeding.
Yes, at kitang-kita naman with a glow in your face, no? Na kumbaga, this is truly your advocacy. Nadine, tanungin lang kita, marami kasi mga advocate groups meron tayo for breastfeeding. What makes the Nanays for Mindanao uniquely unique?
Well, the Modern Nanays of Mindanao is unique from different other advocacies because we are advocating for a different kind of lifestyle. So it's the baby wearing, cloth diapering, and breastfeeding lifestyle. So this is a three-point practices that we practice in the modern world, but came from primitive times. So we are the modern nanays practicing primitive ways in these modern times.
Yeah, pag sinabi mong primitive and then modern, Ma'am Ging, para bang noong araw naman talaga, di ba? If we look back to history, ang mga kabataan ay pinapadede naman ng mga nanay, di ba?
Yes,
wala
Doctor.
namang bote talaga noong araw.
That's the only way.
That was the only way.
Yes.
There was no other way. So tanungin kita ngayon, kasi mamaya, Nadine, we'll try to go point by point itong inyong advocacy, no? Pero let's just ask Ma'am Ging, why is there a need for advocacy groups to come out in the open? Okay, here we are, we're supporting breastfeeding. Na samantala, di ba parang inherently naka-ano naman sa atin yan, lalo na sa mga kababaihan, na pag tayo ay nagsilang, kailangan naman nating pasusuhin ang mga kabataan.
Yes, Doctor. We have really to expand our campaign to really continue our advocacy and promotion for our mothers to do exclusive breastfeeding nowadays because as the technology or naging advanced na po yung ating technology. And the trend is our mother seems to forget the importance of their breast milk, which is the best food for their babies.
Okay. So, yan yung ano natin. Pag-usapan natin muna yung Milk Code of 2009, di ba? Kasi may mga provisions ito Nakakapagulat, bago natin pag-usapan yung Milk Code na yan, Nadine, kailangan pa ba talaga ng batas? Para lang maingganyo yung mga kababaihan na heto yung the way to go?
Actually, Doc, that law is to protect mothers and babies because the reason why there is an increased trend of breastfeeding advocacies because breastfeeding is already becoming a public health issue. It is not just a trend, it's a public health issue because around the world, 806,000 deaths under 5 years old come from suboptimal feeding and this comes from aggressive formula marketing. So this law protects the mothers from these predators.
Alam mo, yun yung nakakagulat pa, di ba, Nadine, na kumbaga, heto parang kaakibat dapat natin yung mga businesses na yan. Pero alam nyo ba na there are of the 3 top commodities, dito we're talking about Philippine setting, of the 3 top commodities na talagang bentang-benta, sabi doon, cellphone cards. So, you'll be surprised na lahat ng tao bumibili pala ng mga SIM, mga cards, no? Kasi, syempre, texting capital nga daw tayo, ang Pilipinas, no? And pangalawa daw doon ay ang beer. So, kumbaga, laganap din yung paggamit niyan, pag-inom, no? Pero the third thing na pinaka-top commodity na kumbaga nag-gross talaga ng malaking pera, itong mga milk formulas na to. Tama ka, the batas should be there in order for us to be safeguarded from all of this. No? So let's talk about the batas, no, the milk code, Ma'am Ging. Let's start with ano-ano yung mga mahalagang provisions na kakailanganin natin para masuportahan natin yung mga kananayan. Let's start with the first one na pinakamahalaga.
Yes, Doctor, we have two laws that supports breastfeeding in the Philippines. The first is the Executive Order number 51, known as the Milk Code. Its full title is National Code of Breast Milk Substitute, no, that promulgates or regulates the promotion of breast milk substitutes and even supplements and other related products. EO 51 or the Milk Code aims to contribute to the provision of safe and adequate nutrition for our infants. But sad to say,
pag sinabi natin na safe and adequate nutrition, babalik pa rin naman tayo sa mga basics, di ba, Nadine?
Yes, Doctor.
Di ba, Ma'am Ging, na kumbaga, in terms of nutritional content, walang tatalo sa gatas na mula sa nanay.
Yes.
Ikaw, Nadine, sige, you expound on that.
The problem kasi is we know that it is the best, but it is being marketed na it's not enough and parang kulang. So this protects us because before there is aggressive formula marketing, especially in the 80s. So pag panganak, diretso outright nagre-reseta ng formula milk. But because of the law, this prevents milk companies to go directly to the mother. So there will be no marketing of breast milk substitutes for babies 0 to 1 year old. And for milk companies any kind of company cannot cover or give their support to health projects and programs.
Kasi nung araw sila yung isa sa mga supporters kunyari magkakaroon ng malaking convention o kunyari sa mga kabataan, andun yan sila.
Yes.
Sa mga paaralan, pag may mga activities, nandun yan sila, di ba? So nung ito, yes, Ma'am Ging.
noon po yun. But today, the EO 51 really prohibits. In terms of the provision, it says definitely absolute prohibition on the advertising, promotions, and even sponsorships, and the marketing of infant formula, and even their substitutes and related products.
Wala na tayong nakikita ngayon mga advertisements, di ba, sa mga television, di ba, mga commercials, wala na, sa mga dyaryo.
But they have found a loophole in that law. They do not market it anymore to babies. They already found a market to the toddlers, to the school age, to the mothers, to the lolas, to the adults. And this only became a trend because nabawalan down there. So I think we need to strengthen pa the laws to really control these kinds of marketing strategies. And sometimes our different establishments think na it's only the formula ang bawal i-market, but any kind of artificial feeding products like breast pumps, bottles, nipples,
dapat wala din.
Wala rin. If a company covers those kinds of products, even if they say they support breastfeeding, they are still covered by the law. So kahit nasabihin mo, they are sponsoring, but they're sponsoring a beverage, but their company is still has those line of products, so they cannot support any kind of projects related to breastfeeding, and this is a loophole. And hindi yan napapansin ng mga administrators or sino mang organize ng ganito na mga programs because they are not well versed with the milk code kasi akala nila it's just the breast milk substitute. Hindi kasali yung name ng company.
Hindi kasali yung mga related to that,
yes,
no?
But any name na company, as long as they have that in line, bawal talaga sana dapat because there is a conflict of interest.
So puntahan natin na...
Actually, Doctor,
yes,
talagang kasama po yun. Bawal lahat ng mga milk substitute and even the teats and even pacifiers.
So kasama yun sa mga binawal.
The challenge lang po is, as far as Region 10 is concerned, wala pong monitoring na ginagawa.
No monitoring,
down the
no
line.
evaluation.
So that is why we have our endeavor we at the Department of Health just recently organized our infant and young child feeding regional task force, and one of our tasks there is to monitor na this time. And in fact, we have our schedule come Monday. We'll go into the malls, no? We have scheduled 10 malls actually, and we will also include their compliance of these mall owners in with regards to Republic Act 128, that is establishment of lactation station in the
So, maganda naman pala, Nadine, kasi kahit paano ngayon, nakita ko ano yung loophole, nakita naman anong problema doon sa batas niyan. And DOH is very actively trying, looking into it, and then they're putting in the monitoring teams. That will help a lot also. Hetong rooming in, rooming in is part of the executive order, di ba? Kasi nung araw, pagkasilan ng baby, ang alam ko from my time, no, huwag na natin bilangin yung mga taon na yan, no. So from our time kasi is pagka nanganak ang isang mother sa hospital, ang baby naiiwan pa muna sa nursery, di ba? Pero ngayon kasi with this executive order, na-notice mo yung change na pagka silang kay baby, itatabi ka agad kay nanay. Ibig sabihin, pag natapos siya mahugasan, matapos makakunan ng mga vital signs niya, itatabi na siya sa mother niya para magkaroon na sila ng rooming in at saka bonding, di ba? Yun yung start niyan. How are we with regards to this, Ma'am Ging, in terms of implementation sa mga hospitals, whether it's private or public?
So as far our department, the Department of Health is concerned, we have the Mother-Baby Friendly Hospital Initiative, wherein all the mothers after delivery, talagang magkatabi na yung baby, no? Tapos, right after delivery, andun yung tinatawag na practice na roaming in. Pinapalatch on yung baby right after delivery. Once yung sinabi nyo nga, once clean ang baby, after getting all the vital signs, talagang latch on ang baby. Pinapabayaan yung baby sa tiyan ng mama hanggang ma-reach na niya yung breast ng mother. And then, hihintayin kung kailan siya ready na mag-suckle.
How compliant are our hospitals nito, Ma'am Ging? Would you say we have achieved 99% of this or 100%?
Actually, Doctor, as far as Region 10 is concerned, there are still hospitals nga non-compliant, but we are into the annual assessment for these hospitals to be accredited as Mother-Baby Friendly Hospital.
Yes, Nadine.
Actually, I think from the last forum, I remember that early initiation of breastfeeding rates in Northern Mindanao is around 80%. So, unang yakap is better, parang maganda ang pagka-establish in hospitals. Though hindi pa siya 100%, but it's still a good number. Unang yakap is a perfectly timed, choreographed way of giving birth. So, dapat uninterrupted skin to skin. Iba yung, we were told na, iba daw kasi yung rooming in because what if parang ilagay sa room and then that's it. Dapat daw talaga uninterrupted skin-to-skin contact with the mom. So, you really delay all the other things na hindi necessary like weighing, taking a bath, the vital signs. So, that's uninterrupted skin-to-skin for 90 minutes. And then, you need to bring the baby and the mother to their room together. If walang sakit ang mama at saka walang sakit ang baby. So, I think that is a very important life-saving intervention because it helps with the thermal regulation of the baby, it gives more iron stores sa baby, and the baby is safe and secured na andyan yung mama niya. So, they will have a better chance of surviving.
Yung unang yakap na yan, that's actually kumbaga instinct din kasi yan At saka primitive practice din kasi yan, di ba? Na pagkalabas ng baby, diretso sa nanay yun Para yung bonding nila magsisimula dun pa lang, di ba? And yet, why do we have to really promote all of this? When in fact, instinctual nga siya dapat. So alam na natin yun na as part of responsible parenting, kasama ito. Isa sa mga coverage ng ating milk code is actually making sure that the mothers should have healthy and safe working environments, di ba? So ibig sabihin nito, ang mga employers, they should be more lenient to these mothers for a certain period of time. Tapos magpo-provide yata sila ng particular stations wherein the mothers can feed their young.
Actually, Doc, it's one of the provisions under Republic Act 128 that all establishments, private, including public, government offices should establish lactation station wherein the lactating mothers really continue to breastfeed her baby. And even provide lactation breaks, no, for our lactation mothers in order to really enable mothers to continue her breastfeeding.
Oo, kasi mahalaga yun eh. Dahil isa sa mga reasons we will find out later on, yung sa mga challenges na kinakaharap natin would be a place wherein they can be safe and secure, di ba? Na kumbaga wala yung hindi sila makikita sa labas at hindi sila mahihiya na ilabas yung kanilang mga breasts para ma-feed yung young nila. Yes, Nadine.
For the working mothers, kailangan to ibigay ng mga employees because healthy mothers, healthy babies will have more productive workers. What if hindi nila yan ibibigay? It's not a plus on their side because mothers, if they don't breastfeed, would result to more absences because of a sick baby. So if an employer helps their employees continue breastfeeding, they will become more productive, they will become loyal, and they would make a happier and healthier society. So,
tama yun
talaga.
Kasi nga naman, kung sakitin yung baby ni nanay, si nanay absent naman sa trabaho. O kaya naman, pagkapuyat naman si nanay at may sakit si baby, pagdating sa trabaho, bugnutin at saka hindi naman productive siya. Nadine, let's talk muna, Ma'am Ging, about the benefits of a breast milk, no? Kasi syempre, we keep on telling our viewers na, heto, this is the way to go. Maybe, kulang lang sila ng information, awareness, na bakit ang kanilang gatas ay ang pinaka-importante, pinakamahalaga at pinakamaganda para sa kanilang mga kabataan. Let's start off with the benefits muna on the mother. Kasi syempre yung mama, siya dapat yung i-educate natin. Yes, Nadine?
Breastfeeding changes the brain of a mother because it is being marinated in oxytocin, the hormone of love. So the only way you get oxytocin is by sex, by hugging, by being relaxed, by being happy, and most especially breastfeeding.
Kasi
so
one happy hormone ang oxytocin
Yes.
Di ba?
Yeah. So you become more responsive to your child. So it changes your brain and it changes the brain of the child. So it establishes empathy first of all. And then in the physical sense, the mother becomes more, has faster recovery from birth because of the faster return to the size of the uterus.
So yung mga bilbil na naglalabasan at naglalakihan dyan, nagkakapanganak mo pa lang, mapapansin mo yun, Nadine, ha? By experience. Ako, I breastfed all my 3 girls too, ha? So mapapansin mo na madaling bumalik yung korte ng katawan mo.
Because you burn 500 calories.
For the breastfeeding.
For just breastfeeding.
That's true.
Yes.
At saka hindi lang yun, Nadine, di ba? Mapapansin mo rin, Ma'am Ging, pag nagbe-breastfeed ka kasi, yung menstrual cycle mo, you know, part of the regulation andun, So aside sa nagko-contract yung uterus mo, we're talking now about the medical benefits on the mother. Yung kanyang menstrual period, medyo nadidelay yun Hindi ka agad-agad bumabalik yun, di ba?
Also, Doctor, one advantages in terms of mother when she really do breastfeeding, it delays the onset of another pregnancy.
Totoo yan. Kasi di ba, magugulat ka na lang na wala pa ngang 2 buwan yung baby, bakit buntis na naman ako? Parang yung tinatawag nila sumasapaw, ano? Pero dito, when you breastfeed, hindi ka agad-agad meron kang lag time kahit na wala ikang contraceptive na ginagamit, di ba, Nadine?
It's lactation amenorrhea method. So, breastfeeding is a signal na, hey, there's still a baby, we're still nourishing a baby, so wag muna tayo gumawa ng another baby para mag-take care nitong nanay na to ang baby. And another great advantage is the reduction of risk of any kind of cancer, breast cancer, ovarian cancer. Because ovarian cancer, di ba, from always nagpo-produce ng eggs. So if the body doesn't stop producing eggs because they didn't breastfeed, so hindi nakaka-rest yung katawan. And sa breast cancer, bakit nakaka-reduce siya? Because you're actually using it. So it's use it or lose it, di ba? Parang ganun. So, di ba lumalaki ang breasts? And di ba, cancer is multiplication of cells, thus it becomes abnormal. So if they don't breastfeed, yung mga hormones, yung surges ng hormones, they won't go down or hindi sila maglo-lower. So they will be kept elevated. Kaya tumataas ang natin, ang risks ay ang rates natin ng cancer because it has been an advent na not breastfeeding. Nakikita natin yung effects after how many decades pa lang. So we are protecting ourselves and our children from cancer.
So knowing all of this, di ba? Parang knowing all of this, paano pa hindi mainganyo ang isang babae pag nag-iisip na mag-asawa, breastfeed yung anak niya, di ba? Considering all the benefits na meron siya. Let's talk about the baby naman. Ano mga benefits dito, Ma'am King?
Yes, Doctor. One of the benefits for a baby when he or she gets the breast milk, nothing but the breast milk from the mother, for the first 6 months, she really has the right start because breast milk is really that complete and very nutritious food for the baby.
Pero aside sa nutrients na meron ang breast milk, na ginawa naman talaga ng Diyos,
Yes,
no?
Doctor.
Para lang naman talaga ibigay yan sa ating mga kabataan. That's biblical, ha? Maniwala kayo na sa Biblia yan talaga. Na sinasabi niya pa nga, na paano makakalimutan ng isang nanay yung kanyang anak na pinapasuso niya, di ba?
Yes,
So, ibig sabihin, ganun siya kahalaga. Ang akin naman is, aside from nutrient benefits niya, din hetong immune system ng bata, di ba?
Yes. So a baby is born with dalawang kakulangan. So a baby has an immature brain and an immature immune system. And breast milk answers this lack. So dapat ang breast milk is brain building and it passes immunity to the baby. So I always explain to the mothers na you are losing these advantages if you don't breastfeed. Because your baby has 0 antibodies. Wala silang sundalo to protect them from any kind of sicknesses. But ikaw as a mother, let's say you're 26 years old, you have a soldier na 26 years on training that will be very effective in fighting off diseases. And that is only when they breastfeed. And the body needs to build up the brain first of all. Hindi siya kailangan mag-isip ng digestion, hindi dapat siya mag-isip
At saka yung
ng
maturity ng mga organs ng baby,
Yeah,
mas natutulungang ma-enhance eh.
Yes,
Kasi
yes.
remember, kagaya ni sinabi mo, pag baby sila, wala pa yan sila eh.
Yes.
Pero yung development ng organs sila, na-i-enhance, napapadali with breast milk.
Yes. Actually, dapat last na ang development ng organs. Ang fastest development is the brain talaga sa first 2 years, first 3 years. That's why hindi dapat tayo mag-worry kung hindi mabigat ang baby, hindi mataba ang baby, because all the energy needs to be focused on the brain.
Oh, pero isa pa din dito sa mga, alam mo, proven na research na talaga ito on breast milk, no? At saka yung mga breastfed infants, yung tendency nila, the risk for obesity, for developing diabetes, for developing, malnutrition, ay nawawala ito pagka breastfed yung baby, di ba?
It's because of the breast milk, Doc. Because what the breast milk contains, it has antibodies that protects the baby against these infections and other life-threatening ailments, including obesity and non-com diseases.
Despite all of this, Ma'am Ging, Nadine, para bang, bakit hirap na hirap tayo na kumbinsihin ang
Yun
mga
ang
kananayan, di ba? We'll discuss that later. So unahin ko muna, di ba meron pag August, global awareness ito for breastfeeding. So kung baga, this is a program globally wherein all mothers are encouraged to learn more about breastfeeding. So pag August, ano ang mga activities meron tayo? We'll start with the Department of Health.
Okay, as far as our office is concerned, we'll be having our press conference. Supposedly, we will have it tomorrow, no? But because of the conflict of schedule with the PIA, so we will move it on August 16. That's between 10 to 12 with the media people. And we also have our advocacy and promotion by province, which will be having lectures or symposium that focus on the theme breastfeeding as well as family planning, our case to sustainable development.
Okay. What about you, Nadine? Yung inyo namang grupo. Teka lang, matanong nga kita, kailan nagsimula yung inyong Modern Nanays for Mindanao?
It started 2012 pa with my group of friends. Sabay kami nanganak. So, and we shared each other advice, support. And then sabi ko na, ang dami natin, parang maganda yung support system natin. And I saw online na in Manila, they do meetups and talk about modern parenting like breastfeeding, cloth diaper, baby wearing. Sabi ko, let's do it here also. So ganon, we started off with small mommy meetups with just around 4 mothers, ganyan. Tapos ang hirap pa maghanap na mga sumali, ganon. And then after that, it followed on with me being trained as a peer counselor. Tapos nakita ko na yung issues on breastfeeding, and it made me even more zealous about the advocacy. And then after that came Typhoon Pablo, Typhoon Yolanda, and during those times, we started milk drives, and we gave out milk for these orphan babies, sick babies, and it eventually just became bigger.
Ilan kayo sa inyong grupo? How many are you right now?
So, we started off with 3, but now our Facebook page already has around 2,000 members and counting. And that Facebook group just started around 2015. And in a year, ngayon, we are already, so from 3 in 2012, we are aiming for 300 mother pairs in our Hakabna activity in Limket Kaimol. So this is our partnership with Rotary Club Kalayaan and Modern Nanays to make this big latch-on, the global latch-on, where we invite mothers and families to breastfeed together with the rest of the world. So that shows you support na, hey, you're not alone. Marami tayo na nagbe-breastfeed. You don't need to be ashamed, you don't need to be scared, kasi this is the normal. And we will be here to support
At saka,
you.
alam mo, meron pa nga ako nabasa, meron pa nga yung grupo na Beauty, Brains, and Breastfeeding, di ba?
Yes,
So makikita mo, yung ating mga kababaihan ngayon, naiintindihan talaga nila na hindi naman, kasi merong misconception na ang pagbe-breastfeed ay para sa mga mahihirap dahil wala silang pambili ng gatas at saka wala naman trabaho yung mga kananayan. And it's inspiring to see women like you, Nadine, who is actively promoting, advocating for this. We'll take a very short break, and when we return, we'll continue on with this interesting topic we have, gatas mo, kinabukasan ko, no? Buhay ko. Alright? Please stay tuned.
This is the best thing that I know that I could offer to my baby. Kay kabalo man tang liquid gold gid ang breastfeed. Wala gi formula milk nga pwede maka-substitute sa breastfeed.
Aside sa daghang benefits ang breastfeed, since burn good breastfeeding gini siya, wala gid siya nagsakit-sakit. Mo na siya ang rason nga nang gi-breastfeed nako siya kay mahadlok gid ko nga mataptan siya sakit nga na.
Because I believe breastfeeding is the best way of nurturing my child.
Aside sa healthy ang baby, healthy siya in the sense nga dili kayo gasakit. Although gasakit gyapon pero dili gyud kanang kuan nga sakit nga worse nga sakit. So aside sa healthy ang baby, tipid siya sa bulsa. So ang pag-breastfeed po, dili siya hassle compare sa maghugas pa kag bottles. Ana.
Of course.
Sometimes. Why not? Yes. My brother.
My mom. And of course my dad.
The policeman. Boss. My teachers.
My grandpa.
When I'm threatened.
When he stares at me.
When I hear his whistle. When they raise their voice.
When they call me by my full name.
Whenever he calls me like this. Hey, come on, bro. Because they're the law.
He's older than me.
My grade would be at stake.
They're my parents.
Since I'm younger than him, I'll be fired if I don't. You know.
Obedience
Is more than a state of being obedient.
It is our
Willful practice of obedience. Conscious
decision
to obey policemen,
To obey
and
our
teachers.
It means submission
To the rules.
which are meant.
To keep us safe. Likewise,
Obedience.
is a manifestation of love.
I respect my
I love
parents.
my mom. I love my
Older
dad.
brother.
Besides,
It says
We obey
our grandparents,
our older brother.
our people of authority, our
our
boss,
parents, in the Lord. For this is
right.
Welcome back to Dynamic Living, the Total You, with our episode, Gatas Mo, Buhay Ko. So, andito pa rin si Nadine, and we also have Ma'am Ging from the Department of Health. So, kanina, we were just establishing the very basics of why a mother should do breastfeeding, no? Ano ang mga benefits. But let's talk about parenting as a whole. Like for example, hindi naman po pwede na si nanay lang ang ating tuturuan. Si tatay, kaagapay natin yan para maging successful yung kanilang program for their children to breastfeed them exclusively for the next 6 months to 1 year. Ano kaya masasabi mo niyan, Ma'am Ging? Gaano kahalaga si tatay dapat kasama dito?
Actually po talagang mahalaga ang role ng tatay. Even during pregnancy, the father should go with the wife during prenatal checkup, because in that prenatal checkup with the mother, it is only not the mother who will learn the right thing to do in preparation for delivery, no? But the father should also know his role. Well,
At saka,
what to do,
saka yung emotional
especially on the
and moral support,
side,
diba?
no? Emotionally and psychologically, to be built up by the support of this
Kasi mahalaga yun, Ma'am Ging, na kumbaga, si nanay, alam mo naman, mahirap ang bagong panganak.
Yes,
mahirap ang yung role as a parent, no? You have a child and then you are a family person, you have your work and balance of all of this. And here, your husband should be there for you every step of the way. Yes,
dapat
Nadine?
lang po.
Yes. So aside from the husband, dapat andyan rin yung family members, yung community members, government. So hindi lang dalawang tao ang nag-raise ng child. It is the whole community. So it takes a village to raise a child. So yung supporters natin, very important, because yung husband, first of all, in those sleepless nights, dyan ang laki ng tulong ng moral support niya. For the mother
Kahit
and
na
the
magpalit
child.
na lang ng diaper, di ba? Si
doctor.
father. So, what really keeps us from full implementation of exclusive breastfeeding? Ano-ano kaya ang mga problema na hinaharap ng mga kababaihan kung bakit sila ay hindi nila ma-comply ito? We'll start with you, Ma'am Ging. Isa sa'yo.
Nowadays, doctor, it is one of the reason is poor nutrition on the part of the mother. Nowadays, they are not getting the right nutrients in the body. So, how will they be able to produce enough milk for her baby? She herself is not
Ibig sabihin yan, Ma'am Ging, what the mother eats is what the baby gets. Di ba?
So, right before delivery or during pregnancy, the mother should really have that proper nutrition herself, because it is within her nutrient intake that is being passed to the child.
Alam mo, yung mga matatanda nung araw, no? Naalala ko nung ako ay nanganak. Alam mo yung mga matatanda nating mga kamag-anak, alam mo ba, Nadine, na isa kaagad sa ibibigay nila sa'yo pag gising mo would be yung tinola.
Yes,
alam mo yung tinola na may malunggay, merong dahon ng sili, merong may
Green leafy
papaya,
vegetables,
merong mga kalabasa. Ilalaga nila yon at yun ang ipapainom sa'yo. Kasi ang sa kanila naman noon, pag meron kang ganyan na pagkain, definitely it will stimulate, enhance further the milk that you produce. Yes, Nadine?
I'll expound rin sa point ni Ma'am na poor nutrition might lead them not to breastfeed, because if they have poor nutrition, that would also mean they have poor education. It actually starts, kahit na nga yung it's not just poor nutrition, but poor education, because rich and poor have the same problems. Even the rich don't think they can breastfeed, even if they have good nutrition. It's because of poor education. There are 4 barriers that I always say. It's cultural pressures, lack of health professionals, poor implementation of maternal legislations, and aggressive formula marketing. But it all stems with poor education, because ganon, if they fear na hindi healthy yung milk nila, so would they think na mas better not to breastfeed? So may kakulangan tayo sa pag-educate sa kanila na the maternal stores, if you're not healthy, your maternal stores will go down. But your breast milk will still be very healthy. Kahit na nga, the milk of the malnourished mother in Africa compared to a well-developed country would still have the same nutrients. Ang problema lang, if you are still malnourished, mas less yung quantity, but yung nutrients niya would still be the same. So these parang ginagawa tayong fearful of breast milk na what, and hindi tayo nagtithink na you should be fearing more if you give artificial feeding substitutes, because if you give artificial feeding substitutes, you increase your risk of asthma, heart disease, diabetes, and all those. There are actually 21 risks or more na hindi sinasabi sa mga mother. So, ang problema is walang informed choice. And naging culture na not to breastfeed because of changing times. Dapat working mom ka, you need to work. Ganun ba? So, ang kakulangan is education.
So the very bottom line there is lack of knowledge.
Lack
Kasi
of
knowledge is empowerment.
Yes.
They would have been empowered kung binigyan sila ng tamang mga impormasyon, di ba?
Yes.
Pero aside from sa binanggit mo, Nadine, Ma'am Ging, isa din ito siguro sa balakid. Actually, pag sinabi mong poor nutrition on the part of the mother, like, meron namang mga no-nos din dapat, di ba? In other words, the food or the drinks that they should avoid.
Yes.
Para naman din, hindi din ma-carry over dun sa baby. Like for example, caffeine drinker ikaw, coffee drinker ikaw, 5 times, 10 times a day.
Really
o kaya naman naninigarilyo ka, o kaya na umiinom ka
Another
ng
no.
alak, di ba? O kaya na marami kang gamot na iniinom. These are the things that you need to watch out for kasi you get to pass it on also, di ba, Nadine?
But based on research, Doc, in moderation, like example, mag-start ako sa pinaka-contraindications lang. Sa medication, 3 lang talaga yung talagang contraindication. Chemotherapy meds, radioactive iodine, and prohibited drugs. So those other kinds of medications like antibiotics,
Walang problema yun, pwede yun.
Yes, pwede yun sila. But sometimes, akala, even some doctors would think na bawal mag-breastfeed if they give a certain medication because on their resource, like the PIMS and the MIMS would say it's not safe for breastfeeding. But kailangan ma-educate na there is a different resource that you can look up if the mother is breastfeeding, and it is called LactMed. So that is a more concise na may breastfeeding literature talaga with studies and peer-reviewed kung safe ba talaga yung medications to give to the mother. So yan.
Pero
yun.
ang lifestyle ng mother will also affect, di ba?
Yes,
like for example, in terms of the supply, in terms of how the receptive she can be. When we talk about lifestyle, we're talking about hetong hindi niya pagtulog, palagi lang naglalamierda. O kaya naman hetong kaniyang pagkain, anong klaseng pagkain kinakain niya. O kaya yung social activities niya.
So ganun, yun na yun. Breast milk is produced by 2 hormones, prolactin and oxytocin. If you are stressed, yung kulang sa tulog, pagod, hindi masyado nagte-take care sa sarili mo, the oxytocin is the one bringing out the milk. Prolactin is the one producing the milk. If stressed ka, hindi maganda yung nutrition mo, oxytocin lang ang nai-inhibit. Ang pagpalabas lang. But you still have milk. So, hindi siya actually contraindication. And you know how God loves really the little children. Kasi even if you do bad things to yourself, you would still produce perfect milk. I would like to say this talaga, Doc, na yan, marami kasing fears and worries na ayoko mag-breastfeed because I don't live a perfect lifestyle. But God created perfect milk na kahit na magkamali ka sa intake mo, you don't eat healthily, you don't live healthily, you will still make perfect milk, and hindi na a-affect naman yung breast milk, but it's more on the way ka. Tapos if you're not taking care of yourself, it's not the breast milk ang problema, it is you. Ikaw ang may problema and you cannot take care of the child.
Pero if you love your child, you would take care of yourself.
Yes, you would take care of yourself.
Di ba? Kasi kailangan mo yun. Yes, Ma'am Ging.
Yes, Doctor, but in terms of nutrition parlance, being a nutritionist dietitian by profession, once you are pregnant, you really have to be extra careful with your diet.
Yes.
No?
Yes.
Take care of yourself because what you eat, that's the contributory factor that will be inherited by the baby. So once you are pregnant, you really have to be extra careful.
Let's talk about challenges. Kasi, yes, ma'am, isa yan sa mga challenges natin, di ba? Why we still have a low number of mothers who would want to exclusively breastfeed their babies. Isa sa mga problema natin, palagi nila sinasabi, Nadine, low supply, maliit lang daw ang lumalabas na gatas, hindi daw nasasatisfy si baby. Ano ang pwedeng gawin ng isang nanay dito?
Yes, Doc. Kasi ang nangyayari kung bakit low supply because they are not aware of the correct positioning, no? As well as the kanang good attachment. So, medyo may mali doon sa kanilang pag-position ng baby while
Itinuturo ba
breastfeeding.
ito, ma'am, during
Yes,
during
doctor.
ano,
We've been
the
conducting
forum?
mothers classes, no, inculcating or including this breastfeeding, proper latching on, alam niya yan. Oo. Kaso lang, hindi na talaga na pa-practice ng mother because sobra ka-empowered na yung mothers natin ngayon, yung mga women. Wala na po sila sa bahay. Nandun na
Nasa
sila
labas
sa
na.
kabilang bahay, nag-aalaga ng ibang bata, living out their own children.
Heto
need
Nadine,
sa ilahang
kasama
mga
sa advocacy
care.
ninyo, ang turuan ang nanay, paano ito gawin?
Yes, so DOH already has yung mga protocol nila. What we do is, di ba, we support mothers. How we support them? I'll give an example. Tayo, why do we learn how to drive? We need to learn how to drive because we want to go somewhere. Magpapaturo tayo sa someone to teach us how to drive, but we don't get it immediately. Kahit na meron ng steps, ganito dapat gagawin mo, ganito dapat gagawin mo, but we don't follow that immediately. Ang kailangan is, they need to know why they need to breastfeed. Why is that baby crying? Because if you ask me bakit hindi sila nag-exclusively breastfeed, it's because they worry for their child. Lack of education, tapos nakikita nila ang bata umiiyak, and they feel na hindi sila nakakasatisfy, that is the first turning point. They worry for their child. So dapat, ang gawin natin, we need to empower them and tell them, bakit umiiyak ang bata? First of all, that baby grew inside your womb for 9 months. Constant food, warmth, movement, and touch. And then suddenly, nawala yan. It's not just food ang hinahanap nila, but the comfort of the womb. And they can't go back there. And the only way they need to communicate is by crying. So hindi yan umiiyak dahil gutom siya. So yan talagang palagi namin sinasabi.
Pero paano yun, yung iba na,
sabing walang
sabi nila,
milk.
hindi. Sinasabi nila, pag nilalapit yung baby sa kanila, lalong umiiyak.
Because they already feed sa late hunger sign. Because we have hunger signs kasi, Doktora. There's early feeding cues, mid feeding cues, and late feeding cues. Yung crying, late feeding cues na yon. If the baby is already waking up, stretching, putting her hand in her mouth, pushing her tongue out, that is already a sign na dapat mo na siyang i-feed. But tayo, parang, ay, ang cute pa ng baby, gising siya. But hindi sila nasasabihan na that's the time they need to feed. Tapos, ang another worry nila, yun, di ba, nagpo-push away na because it's already a late hunger sign. Tapos, they think na kulang ang milk nila. It's not kulang because a baby has a marble-sized tummy and it can only accommodate 5 ml or 1 teaspoon of milk. So do you think that amount can engorge your breasts on the first day? So we teach these to mothers and show them signs that the baby is actually getting milk. If you don't feel your breasts dripping with milk, if you see the baby crying, what will tell you that there is actually milk coming in? If there's something coming out, if there is a wet diaper, if there is a tae, then they would know na, saan galing yun? Of course, it's from you. There's milk coming out. Therefore, there's something coming. There's some milk coming in. That's why there's something coming out. So these are things that we explain to them. Pinaka-basic na, your baby needs you, hindi lang milk. Tapos yung example, yung feeding. Parang ang bilis makaubos ng bottle. Tapos makakaubos pa ng another bottle. And then after that, uy, ang sarap na ng tulog. But they put the baby in their shoes. Na kung example, hungry ka, ang dami mong kakainin na rice. Tapos ang sleepy mo na. But babies are not like that. They finish the bottle because they have a sucking reflex. They can't stop themselves from feeding. Tapos bakit ang tagal ng tulog nila? Because they're already digesting the milk. The oxygen from the brain goes to digesting. That's why matagal ang tulog nila. But if they were breastfeeding, kasali nun sa poor latch, so poor rin ang pagpasok ng milk. So our milk is easily digested. Maliit ang lalagyan, madaling ma-digest, tapos mabilis pa tumubo ang bata. So madali talaga ma-empty. Palaging kailangan mag-refuel. It doesn't mean that they always need to refuel, wala kang milk. Madali lang siya na-empty, kaya always nagre-refuel. So these are things that we need to teach mothers. Yung pinaka-basic na hindi ka kulang. Your eyes work, your nose work, and all your organs work, then suddenly your breasts will not work. You trust your body na you were able to nourish, to bear a child. Don't you think that makakagawa ka ng milk? Di ba parang what is a child compared to milk? If God made you become a mother, then God prepared you to nourish that child.
Yes, kasi part ng ginawa niya sa atin yan, di ba? So aside sa mga ganyan na problema nila, minsan isa sa challenge siguro ang feeling nila ay sore na yung nipple nila, di ba? Kasi ang claim ng ibang mga nanay kaya ayaw na nila nasasaktan sila.
It's because of the poor attachment and latching.
Poor attachment pa rin yun.
Yes,
so in other words, it all goes back, boils down to what they know, how to go about it, di ba? And that is maganda yung inyong partnership, ma'am, sa Department of Health with advocacy groups like etong mga modern nanays in Mindanao, di ba? Kasi kayo, support group kayo Kumbaga kayo yun and your experience. My goodness, that's the best teacher, di ba? Kasi masishare mo yun hindi tumitigil sa ganyan lang yung ating pag-uusap. May isa pa sa kanilang mga advocacies, Ma'am Ging, hetong inyong diaper, di ba? At saka meron pa kayong ibang mga baby wearing. So siguro you'd like to put a demo here with your own baby? We'll take a very short break while we bring out the baby of Nadine to be our model, no? So sandali lang po. Please stay tuned.
Daghan kayo in times pod nga kanang magtiting na ang baby. Gaswalin gid ang among mga nipples taon kay mupaak man sila but still gusto man namo mahatag sa ila ang the best gyud bitaw nga kanang milk para sa ila so balag sakit ang tuson na lang kay kung mother naman day ka gusto gid nimo pinaka the best imong mahatag para sa imong anak.
Kuan sa single pa sige laag-laag ana pero karon nga nag-breastfeed ko daghan kay sacrifices kailangan nara ka sa balay permanente unya akong maglakaw hassle kay siya kay kung ang baby gusto mo didi so wala kay choice choice gid ay nimo nga ipakaon siya bahala pag dagagatanaw sa imuha nga na bitaw.
Major challenges like first few months are very critical, like for example sleepless nights. Yes, maganda siya number one, sleepless nights, because again the first few months of your baby you have to establish a good milk supply, right? So muna kinanglan you on demand yun ang pag-latch, ang pag-breastfeed nimo sa imong baby, so you would have to wake up like in the wee hours of the morning or kanang in the middle of the night just to nurture the baby.
In the first 1 to 3 months, syempre imong nipples masamad, sore, tas musakit imong boobs kay puno kayo niya imong baby, dili pa kayo daghan mo didi, so kana sakit kaayo, so kuan kayo kanang ma-challenge yun ka nga mo stop na lang kay sakit imuhang boobs din kung kanang malakaw pod mo maula ka magpadidi kanang mga challenges.
We're still here in Dynamic Living the Totally with our episode Gatas Mo Buhay Ko, no? So Nadine, maybe you can show our viewers on how to prepare a baby wrap.
So this is a baby wrap. Ilalagay mo yung piece of cloth, middle ng cloth sa waist mo. And then you bring it up at the back and you make an X at your back. Like that. And you take your baby. There's my baby.
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 All right.
Baby with mama.
Baby with mama.
Baby with mama.
Tapos papasok mo siya through the belt. Kahit newborns, premature babies can be worn. Yes. And kasi it gives them warmth, the comfort, yung environment in the womb, they have it if they are worn. So you make sure dapat ang pinaka-essential ng baby wearing, dapat M ang legs. So dapat ganito yung legs niya. Knees at saka ang butt dapat in line.
Okay.
Because they have cartilage pa yung hips nila, hindi pa maganda ang development. So if you have the M legs, you actually make sure na yung femur nasa hip socket. So this is the ideal position
That's
of a
the
baby.
ideal position
Yes.
for a baby when you wrap them so that when you carry them, no?
Yes.
Napakagaling naman. Kaya mo yan gawin, Ma'am Ging. Ako hindi ko siguro
Hindi ko
kaya
po,
yan. no? Pero this is amazing, no? For her to be able to do that. And this can easily be done by any mother,
Yeah,
diba?
there are different kinds of carriers rin naman. This is my preferred one because I like it because it's light and it's easy to be placed in a bag. But merong types yung kung hindi ka masyadong dexterous in wrapping, you can have the bag type na i-buckle mo lang siya, ganon. So this is your wrap.
Please sit down, Nadine, and I think we learned a lot from that, no, Ma'am Ging? Isa sa inyong tinuturo din yata is itong mga cloth diapers. Ano ito naman, Nadine?
Yung cloth diapers na alam natin before, lampin lang siya and the pins. But ngayon, it's already modern cloth. Meron na siyang snaps, meron na siyang waterproof lining, and I have my example over here.
Yes, we'll have that. Can we show that on TV?
So it comes in very pretty designs. So ganito ang parts niya, meron siyang snaps to close it so hindi na pins. And it grows with your baby. May 3 setting siya, small, medium, and large.
Okay, so tipid.
Yeah, so tipid talaga.
And then
This is still the diaper of her ate. So matagal na to. And so ito yung parts niya sa loob. So you have yung sizing niya. So hanggang dito kung maliit, kung malaki, small, medium, large. And then this is your stay dry. So pag yung worry mo na basa, this is stay dry. Pupunta lang yung wiwi inside the insert. So you have inserts in front.
Which are cloth?
Which are cloth. May different types. Para iba yung absorbency. Ibang type, iba ang absorbency. Pwede pang gabi, pang 4 hours, ganyan. And you have your waterproof lining sa loob. So kahit na mababasa ka, yung si baby, hindi mababasa ang Yung inserts ng taga mababasa, this is stay dry inside.
And yung inserts na yan yung lalabhan ng nanay.
You wash everything. Wash
everything. So kayang-kaya siya i-recycle, so to speak.
Yes.
So kung baga, hindi din ba yan siya mas mainit kaysa ordinary diapers?
Would you prefer wearing paper or would you prefer wearing cloth? So it's not, hindi siya mainit.
And environmental friendly.
Yes, it
Kasi
is.
diba, recyclable.
Yes.
So magaling, no? Itong mga innovations na ito, nakakatuwa at nakakagalak naman na, we're trying to move forward. Dahil sabi nga nila, high-tech na nga tayo. Pati pa naman yan, no? So napakaganda, Ma'am Ging, no? So Ma'am Ging, balikan ko kayo naman Aside sa kanila ni Nadine, sa kanilang advocacies nila, meron pa kayong ibang mga partners who are advocating for breastfeeding?
Actually, Doctor, we have plenty. Depende po sa mga NGOs na present in particular city or province. That's what we lack in Camiguin. Being a province, wala pong masyadong NGO doon. We only have one partner. Kaya lang naglalaylo na rin sila kasi yung sponsor nung nila is namatay na yung husband. So medyo
And hopefully, you will be able to help them so that they would be able to grow also, no? So Nadine, heto naman tanong ko sa'yo, sa mga first-time mothers, no? Ano ang pwede nating ipayo sa kanila?
If may ma-advise ako sa kanila, while pregnant, you learn, you do your research. Huwag ka lang tatanggap ng any kind of information without researching about it. You can Facebook, YouTube, but you can't Google. So Google about breastfeeding, Google about cloth diapering, Google about baby wearing, and you will be surprised with the learnings you can have online.
And maybe join groups like yours.
Yes, they should, yes. Kasi it's an evidence-based practice. Plus, support na from practical advice. So yan yung modern nanays. Kung may something different sa amin, it's because yung admins kami, nurses kami. So we are well versed in reading journals and peer-reviewed articles and understanding how the body works. So we put these together, yung practical advice at saka yung scientific research.
Ma'am Ging, ano naman ang kumbaga, is there something else that the Department of Health can do in order to bolster pa talaga yung ating desire na kung pwede 100% tayo dito sa Philippines, breastfeeding ang ating mga
Yes,
mothers?
Doc, because we have 2 programs, big programs actually, undertaken by the Department of Health. The community setting is the infant and young child feeding, where I am one of the coordinator. And then we also have that Mother Baby Friendly Hospital Initiative with one coordinator in the person of Ma'am Hilda Ahok, no? And we are into intensification of our monitoring in order to comply, in order for our establishments, especially our hospitals, our health facilities, really comply the mandates of EO 51, including our health workers to say no to this sponsorship in attending seminars, conventions. So they are part of the violation actually if they really accept those things offered by the milk companies. And as far as the hospital setting is concerned, our assessors, we have a team of assessors composed of doctors and nurses to really assess its hospitals and taking into consideration if there is any violation in the
accreditations
EO 51
nila.
side accreditation.
So,
side.
Nadine, what are there activities that you are going to be having this month of August?
Yes, thank you so much, Doc. And it is gonna be tomorrow. So Modern Nanays of Mindanao and Rotary Club Kalayaan would like to invite you to join us during Hakabna, Cagayan de Oro City.
Where will that be?
It will be at Limket Kai Mall from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. So at 10:30, we will all breastfeed together, and afterwards we will have games, prizes, and resource speakers to help you learn about things regarding your baby.
No, napakaganda, no? So I'd like to thank the both of you for sharing your time and, the experience as well as the joy of breastfeeding. Ma'am Ging, ano yung inyong mensahe sa ating, yung panawagan mo sa ating mga viewers?
Yes po. Para sa lahat ng mga nanay, walay pagduda, ayaw pagpanuko, just be happy to do breastfeeding sa inyong mga anak right after delivery and even up to 2 years and beyond. So, sigurado yun ang pagtubo sa inyong mga anak kung inyong pasuson, gikan sa pagkatao hangtod na sa edad 2 ka tuig. And of course, coupled with complementary feeding starting age 6 months para sure ang growth ni baby.
Okay, Nadine, what would you like to tell our viewers?
Para sa mga modern nanay, modern tatay, modern lolo, modern lola, modern titos, modern titas, ayaw mo kahadlok kung mag-breastfeed. Kay maunay normal, dili na gyud makadaot sa bata. Ayaw mo kabalaka para sa bata kung mag-breastfeed. Kay maunay pinakamaayo gyud para sa ila. So, kung naamang gani mo'y pangutana or mga kabalaka, pangitaan ninyo mga sakto na mga tao. You can go, pwede mo adto sa health centers, pwede ninyo pangitaon sa Facebook, sa Modern Nanays of Mindanao. Pwede ninyo i-add na group, ibutang lang tanan ninyong pangutana, inyong kabalaka, ug kami, mga team of trained peer counselors, pwede mo tabang sa inyo ug mo tambag sa inyo. Dapat kita karon na panahon mangita ta sa right information. Dili lang ta magsalig sa atong mga naandan. Didto ta magsalig sa atong lawas, sa unsay normal ug sa tinuod nga mga benefits para sa bata o para sa mama.
Yes, dear viewers, remember this. Anything that will be best for our children, we should do that. It's a community work. It's a teamwork between couples, the family, and each one of us. Even in the Bible, we are told in Isaiah 49:15, how can a mother forget her suckling child? No? And we know also that God will never forget us. He gave us those breasts, so use them for our children. Magandang araw po sa ating lahat.
We are people, and we love to get connected. We connect as families because of birth. We connect as friends because we click. And we connect as communities because we care. Seventh-day Adventists are people who connect in communities called congregations, which in turn connect to form conferences, who connect together to form unions, divisions, and the General Conference. Why do we connect? It starts with a connection to the Creator, who invites us on a spiritual journey. When we journey together, we can help each other along the way. This journey is a journey of a lifetime, and as we learn and grow, life becomes filled with meaning and purpose. Our greatest joy is in helping others along the way. Wherever you are on your journey, we believe that we have something to offer that can make your life more whole. So the next time you see a Seventh-day Adventist, remember, you're not looking at someone who stands alone. They are connected to a world church that has 18 million members, gathered in 13 divisions, comprised of 122 unions, formed by 600 conferences, serving in 140,000 congregations in 208 countries, who worship in 924 languages, and they all want to connect with you.